Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to play with my seal that shaped the letter L, and I'm creating these items here. Sure, when I bought all these cases of beads, I too was thinking this looks like a kid's toy. Like this looks like it's made for kids with all those pastel colors. So is it gonna look juvenile, whatever you produce with it? So today I just wanted to sit and get to know my colors better. So I decided to take the L-shaped seal and carve out a lot of golden L's and then just go crazy mixing beads together to just get to know the color combinations and what I like. And of course, I'm having issues with letting that L stay on the stamp before I put it into the hot wax, and it falls off. And just please remind yourself, if you're doing this, that the wax is super hot. So you can pick it up on the side, yes, but now I drop it in the middle and then I cannot pick it up because it's hot wax. So I just push my luck and push down the stamp. And the edge is looking really funky, so I don't like the finished stamp. So I just decided to cut off those edges and then put them back into the cauldron and remelt it. And that's what's so lovely about this thing here, that there's so little waste. So if you make a fupa, you can just remelt it. So there's no stress involved with like feeling that the source material is some sort of precious, you know. It's not like when you're using, like, I don't know, expensive watercolors. Then sometimes I'm a little bit afraid of following an intuition and go crazy if it ends up just being something that I dislike, and then I feel that I kind of wasted product. But I want to say that this process here with melting seals is so much more about watching the colors melt in the spoon and how they merge together when you pour them out, making them look like this marbled texture. It's just really, really likable. I find it so calm and soothing. And I think it's because it reminds me a little bit of the joy of doing acrylic pouring. What I love about acrylic pouring is the way that the colors are mixing together out of your control. So it's like very organic, the way it wants to swirl around. And I think I get that from the melted wax when I mix the colors. But I get it without all the hot mess. I have to confess that as much as I like the art form acrylic pouring, I dislike the making of it. You know, the whole process of it is a mess with all the cups, and the drying time is excruciating long for the thick layer of acrylic to really set. And I got a cat, you know, so it's always been so stressful for me when I'm making acrylic pours. But here it feels to me like with the hot wax and the different colored beads, it's a miniature way of doing acrylic pouring, because I get the satisfying feeling of watching random happening on the wax seal when colors are bleeding together. And on top of it, I feel that it's easier because it dries instantly. So there is no the cleaning process is super fast, and you can immediately store it away. I also think that it's very fun to mix the different beads in your spoon before you melt it, because as soon as I'm starting a melt of one mix, look how beautiful it is. Isn't it beautiful? My mind is already on what to do next, you know, next. It's just so fun to pick out the bead combination. So I'm sitting here making a lot of these L monogram seals, but it's because it's so super fun, I couldn't stop. I just had the motivation to do the next one, you know. And I'm not even cleaning up my spoon in between mixing all the colors. Oh my god, look at that purple. It looks so good together with the gold. But I am aware that I need to transition and try different color combinations, because in this sitting I want to play with the colors purple and then also touch on the green tones and the blue. So I am trying to have some sort of an agenda, but oh my god, there are so many beads, and some of them are clear, some are with shimmer, and some are opaque. And I like the matte opaque ones. I think they represent a print on the seal very nicely when it's totally matte and opaque. But I kind of like the marble effect it gets when you toss in a clear wax bead, because then it starts, you know, bossing around and making this marbled look. It's just so beautiful. Look at this one. Oh my god, look at that. Don't you just love that lavender with the gray dark and then some white? I mean, hallelujah. This is just yeah, just fun. I'm really having a ton of fun, and I'm trying to record it to get out of my video what I like about this, and what I love most is just to sit and relax and watching the wax melt, just calm quietly on the spoon. And then I love to see it in melted consistence, and of course to pour it out on the surface. And then I found out that if you let it rest a little bit, it's like it's making cells that pops to the surface. But you cannot wait too long, because if you want to mash a stamp on top of it, it has to be within there is a small open window before the surface hardens up. I really like the organic random edges that I get on these lettering stamps. It just makes it look like I am thinking about old way of sealing up a letter. Not a letter like an alphabet letter, but like an actual document, you know, like when they're sealing up using seals for documents. Oh my god, this floating mix right here of colors is just, I love colors, and I think that's why I like this sitting that I'm having right now, where I'm playing with colors and I'm watching colors intermixing with each other. And of course I got a question about what are you gonna use it for. I have no idea. And I feel the same when I'm talking about acrylic pouring. It's fun to see the canvases, but when they are done, what are you gonna do with them? Are they like backgrounds? Can they stand alone as a finished artwork? I think it's difficult to work with acrylic poured canvases, but this I think is I don't know, I don't get stressed about mass producing a bunch, because it takes up a little space compared to if I was working with canvases. It takes up a little space. I think I'm gonna use these for, first of all, the joy in making them is why I'm making them, not because they have a purpose. But maybe I could mount them on a tag. So, oh, for Christmas I could maybe buy a seal with my son's letter, and then I could wrap his presents and seal up his monogram letter on a tag, on a gift tag. That's a way to use it. But don't you just love the way it looks? So at the moment, I know that I probably will be mass producing a lot of stamped out seals with different motive, but not really knowing what are the purpose of having them. I think they might end up as dust collectors, just eye candy. But I think it most of all is bound in my joy for color. It's fulfilling to produce them. So even though it's so random because I can't really control the outcome, it's not like I can replicate one stamp on, you know, like it's very difficult when you're mixing the beads. Of course, if I stay within certain colors, you can replicate or mass produce. But stuff like this where it's so random is just I think it's delightful to look at. I am super entertained when I do these, and I try to film it so that you get that fascination of this melted wax, how it looks in the spoon when it's just liquid in its form. And it just takes a second to pour it out, but I wish that it would take like a minute so I could prolong that feeling of watching the wax leaving the spoon, landing on the paper, and then just deciding where to go. It's very mesmerizing. But Sandra wrote a comment about, hey, we could make like a seal swap. I am in for that, because then it would actually have a purpose, you know, like then you would produce something for a swap. That could be super fun. But I don't know how many in the community got these tools here, this toy. I think it was a thing a year ago where a lot of people suddenly bought wax seals. I know that Debbie Epps did, and Dee Dee, and also Sandra, and who else? But I think it's an old trend, and I am just late on the game. So I think what intimidated me was that it was like hot wax and candles, and being so clumsy, I thought it looked dangerous. But so far, I haven't burned myself or been reckless with the fire on my desk. And I feel that the candle burner is, the candle is inside this round container, so I don't feel like I'm having open fire or like an open flame on my desk. So I'm very relaxed about it, and it's not so stressful. Oh, don't you just love this color combination? Ah, there's something really, I don't know, I'm thinking like Italian Sistine Chapels when I look at that color palette, you know, that light blue and the gilded and then the dark blue. So I'm really amazed that from a kit of beads filled with pastel colors that looks so childish, that you can get something that is not looking childish at all, like something that I really like. I am thinking about if I had like a bigger spoon that maybe I could, you know, use this as a gateway to encaustic painting. Like maybe I could use this to color in a background on a painting. I'm not sure. I also feel that, oh, that would be like, you know, this dries up super hard and super fast. So manipulating it on an artwork would, I think, be difficult unless you work in small squares. And then I also feel that when it's dried up, some of the wax, there are really a difference in the viscosity and the hardness of the wax from brand to brand. But I feel that some of the more expensive wax will chip off because it's stiffened and hardens up so hard. But the less expensive wax, the octagon shape that you can find on Amazon most time, are more like a soft wax. I think it reminds me a little bit like half of the product is like candle wax or some soft, just feels softer to peel off your plate also. I think the softness of it may make it stick and not flake off, but I don't know. I don't think that I want to try that. It seems a little bit intimidating. This is also new for me, so I'm just gonna enjoy the novelty of just trying out something new. Oh, look at this, so pastel and just so soft. I think I look at the stamps, and some of them you could call like sweet colors, like not sweet in candy, but like soft and sweet, the way they harden up around the seal. Here I want to try a combination because there is something likable about the blue and the ochre when we are doing paintings. So I was thinking about that when I loaded up the spoon. And it honestly, to me, it feels like whatever I put in that spoon, it looks nice when it comes out. And maybe it's because I just like the process so much that my expectations are positive, you know. But I have not been disappointed at all with anything that I have created so far. And it surprises me because I am new to this. This is like my third, or is it the fourth? Maybe it's the fourth sitting that I have. And I have so far have had good luck making cute and sweet and nice things. So the learning curve in this is just so small that you get like instant gratification. And I also love that I'm having a good relaxed time while I'm doing this. It really I think it's good for blood pressure. Oh my god. I hope that it's not tedious for you guys to watch. But I do want to sit and play and mix the colors, so just I can get to know the different kind of beads, because there are like some are clear and some are like mica beads, and some are more dense in the color, and they flow differently in the spoon when you melt it. So I can see when it's like coagulating and just like almost boiling, how some colors are moving around and others are just staying put, dense in the spoon. So it's fun for me to mix up those different kind of textures and then just see how they will behave. Look at this spoon. Look at this spoon. It's just like candy. Oh my god. And it's just such a joy to pour it out. I love, love, love that grape. I think I got it because I was mixing something purple with a red bead, and then it created this grape color. Oh, it is so beautiful in this hot state where it's just looking so juicy. And then of course when it hardens up, it get this haze over it, you know, just like candlelight will. When it's liquid, it looks almost like water, and then when it hardens up, it's getting hazy. But I think that these wax seal beads are manufactured, so some of them got this glossy finish to them, and it looks really beautiful when you mix that with mica and something that's not glossy, so that the surface is changing a little bit. But oh, I love this. I love this. I don't even know how many I am making. I think I'm making around 14 or something. That's a lot, I know. But I was having such a good time. Now I wish that I had a bunch of pen pals so I could, use them for when I'm sending out mail, but no. I really like this one. Look at the colors. Oh my god. It's such an old combination, yet it's just nice. This is just I'm trying to collect them together so you can see them in color clusters. Like I said, I did not clean my spoon while I was making these, so some of the colors are spilling over in the next spoon, spilling over to the next one, so it just looks so beautiful. Oh, I love this one here with the green and the blue together with the gilded L. It's very likable. But I mounted them on a piece of cardstock, and then that's how I plan to store them. I just glued them on with double-sided adhesive so they're easy to peel off, and here they are. So it's basically just a sheet that I'm gonna put into a plastic bag. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good day. Bye bye.